Look at my son being a cook. This is what his mama bred. This is mama right there. Now his cousin trying to save him because he putting on so strong. See, he thinks, oh, I ain't gonna get a whooping because my mama gonna save me. So I ain't gotta do nothing. I don't care. Man, see, look. This is the game. See, a kid gonna play his position off the position of the mammy who feel like she's in power. So this is what he'll do. Show out. Get his little way. But then he'll run back to me. When it's vice versa, whatever the case may be. There's a little, what is that? That dude shit. So, see, what they think is that I'm ashamed to put her on camera. I don't care. Man, I ain't really be husking. You know what? I used to really, you know what? I done lost a job sticking up for this chick. And, you know, various other things, man. Got into it with family. You know what I'm saying? But, Lord, God already had showed me that this wasn't the type of chick that I needed in my life. He was already telling me that. So, me trying to be cool, living in the world like, maybe I can save this chick. Maybe I can do the right stuff. Maybe, you know, a whole bunch of maybes. Maybe I can, you know, help her out. Maybe something, man. But the whole time, man, God was letting me know from the rip. Don't do it. This is not going to end well. And you know what? The whole time I used to talk to her, I used to be like, before I even had my son with her, I was like, man, I don't know. Because I kept thinking about how my kid going to turn out. I'm like, bro. And I kept getting bad feelings. I'm talking about repeated bad feelings. A lot of bad feelings. I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm like, man, I hope my kid don't turn out bad. Cause like, I just hear how she was moving in. A lot of stuff on her half started getting exposed. And I'm like, man, I don't know. So, and I'm just like, nah, it's cool. We'll be all right. And then, you know, see, what I messed up at, I made a promise. And this was at a pivotal point in my life where I was trying to really go to God. And then I was like, I'm trying to be a man of my word and everything. So, me trying to be a man of my word and be in line with God all the way, like, it messed me up in a sense, you could say. But it also humbled me because, like, man, that's cool. But then I think about some real stuff like this, too, because God said, hey, you got to give up everything because the enemy going to use everything against you. Everything against you. They're going to try to use everything you love and everything else, right? To try to tear you down. Now, check this out. This fella that she has over her house right now, which is her brother, you know what? I had caught the message on the phone that they was having a conversation talking about being narcissists. Now, I wasn't supposed to read this. This wasn't planned. I ended up seeing it. Now, me reading this message let me know then, I was like, bro, these people trouble. So at the time, I didn't even know what a narcissist was. I never even heard of this term. Like, this wasn't even a part of my equation. Like, this was the type of stuff I wasn't even a part of. So that's how I know I was on the opposite end and I was chosen for something different, right? So I go to doing my research because this is after me coming out of a traumatizing experience and a whole ordeal. So after I come to realization what this stuff was and everything, this chick go to asking my dad, was he a narcissist and all this other stuff? But in between time that she had hung out with my brother while I was locked up. Now, my brother started running his mouth a lot when he was around her. I noticed that. I'm like, that was crazy, because like, you ain't never did no stuff like that. But I started noticing that he was just spilling a whole lot of information, especially while I was in jail. And then they had a whole like painted setup scene to where he kicked his girlfriend out. They lost my house, blah, 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 a whole bunch of stuff. And now we end up here, right? And I made a promise to the chick before I got out of jail about the baby situation. Ended up giving her a kid from that. Then the chick started acting like she don't even want the baby. She's so depressed and everything. I'm like, oh man, nah. And that's when it spoiled. We're going to fast forward it a little bit. That's when we started finding out, hey, somebody's slick mental health. She got some spirits on her. You need to start checking this stuff out. That was God talking to me. Started doing my research, started learning, started getting further into the word, everything. And then, you know, a kid later, another one popped up. She runs off with the kid. Both of them. Go. And you know what? This how I know the chick crazy. Because what right woman who says they are righteous or a stand-up lady, whatever term you want to use, I'm going to say woman because lady stands for them false goddesses and all that crap. What woman turns around and goes link up with other men after they just had a newborn baby? That's nasty. That's terrible. You don't go do that stuff. My mama already had told me, and you know what, I ain't never trusted it. I never trusted the situation at all anyway from the start because of how we met and everything. But me just trying to be a stand-up individual and trying to show somebody a different way kept me in a bad situation. But God was telling me from the start, this is a bad situation. Don't invest. And I had to learn that lesson about casting your pearls among swine. Now, this is just how life is, man. And I keep meeting the same similar type of chicks like her. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say exactly like her. It's been different. It's been a whole bunch of different ones. But on the same type of patterns. Some worse, some not worse. I mean, well, I say they have their own fields of expertise. Expertise of crazy. Hey, so that's why man, I'm so thankful God got me away from that to where I'm to myself. I don't care about none of that stuff. I got enough money to do what I can do. I can move about. Got a vehicle, man. Glory be to God, man. So I ain't want that weird crap around me. And I try to keep that weird crap away from my sons. But my oldest son, he's gravitating more toward the nonsense because, you know, he's at a tender age. He's still kind of under his mom's wing. And she kind of used that to her advantage of basically before the last child came about, well, she has 3 kids, she used the other 2 as pawns against each other. So she'll show favoritism to one and cast to the side the other one and isolate. So that caused a rift to where one would cling to her and want to cling to her all the time. But she just using a program that she learned and was taught at a young age to her advantage. And my boy don't see it because he's only a young child. But he gonna get it. He gonna learn. Got no choice. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it for him either. This word is bitter. Then it gets sweet. Glory be to God. He gonna learn. Got no choice. But like I said, man, y'all gotta be smart out here, especially like I keep telling all these dudes who keep talking about these females just gonna lay around. Alright. They always think it's cool to just be out there just having sex and just laying around with anybody until they pop out a baby and they sick. And that woman torture their soul. They thinking they going through it now like, oh, I ain't getting none and all this crap. Boy, as soon as they spit that baby out, and that woman go to playing with their heart and soul. Oh, that's a whole nother weapon, man. Hey, that's a whole nother level of torture. And these dudes don't even understand it because that's like something that you feel like it belonged to you. That's a piece of you. And somebody is playing with it. Especially when you see them playing with them in a way that you know they trying to aim them in a negative direction, and you know that's not the direction that you want your child to be going in, man, you know they playing with you. And that's a wicked thing, man. That's a very, very wicked thing.